Proceed.
Please state your full name for the record.
My name is Juan Ramos
How are you employed?
with the Tampa Police Department
How long have you been with the Tampa Police Department?
since October 13, 2015.
Prior to 2015, did you have any prior law enforcement experience?
Yes, I was a patrol deputy with the Hillsborough County Sheriff's Office for 3 years and a military police officer with the United States Marine Corps for 6 years before that.
And before, what unit are you currently assigned to?
I'm currently assigned to the homicide unit
How long have you been in homicide?
since February 6 of 2024.
Is that as a detective?
Yes.
Had you been a detective in another unit at the Tampa Police Department before coming to homicide?
Yes, prior to homicide, I was a District 1 adverse violent crimes detective,
And how long were you in that position?
approximately 5 months.
Back on June 23rd of 2024, did you respond to a homicide that occurred at the Home2 Suites at Holiday Inn located across from the University of South Florida?
I did.
What's the address of that area, specifically the Home2 Suites?
11606 North McKinley Drive,
And what county is that located in?
Hillsborough County,
And what city?
Tampa, Florida.
Why did you respond to that location?
I was called to respond to that location by my supervisor as I was going to be the lead detective in the homicide that occurred there
What time did you arrive at the location?
at approximately 6:23 a.m.
What was your role in this investigation?
I was the lead detective.
What are the responsibilities and duties of the lead detective in a homicide investigation?
The lead detective has the primary responsibility of gathering all the facts and conducting the investigation. So it's kind of like a team effort, but the lead detective would be the team captain, so to speak.
Are there other detectives in homicide that play a particular role in an investigation?
Yes.
And what role would that be?
So at the scene, we have the lead detective, and then we have the second lead. So there would be a detective that would assist the lead. And then at this specific scene, we also had two homicide scene detectives that would be there to process the scene and deal with the scene.
Who was the second that assisted you in this investigation?
Detective Aaron Campbell. He's a sergeant now, but yes.
You said that there were two detectives in charge of the crime scene detectives. Is that correct?
Correct.
Who were they?
They were Detective David Alverson and Detective Matthew Kirkpatrick.
When you arrived, had the crime scene perimeter already been established?
Yes,
Did you receive an initial briefing when you arrived?
I did.
Was your sergeant already on scene?
I believe so.
And who is that?
Sergeant Rachel Chonik.
When you first arrived, did you make your own observations and do a walkthrough of the crime scene?
I did.
And what were your observations?
I noted that the entire scene spanned from the south end of the Home2 Suites up through the north from there through adjoining parking lot to the Holiday Inn, which was right next to it. And the scene started at the south end of Home2 Suites where there were some shell casings and some impact strikes found and spanned north to where a black Dodge Charger and the victim's body was found.
Was the victim's body, was it still on scene when you arrived?
Yes, it was.
Had the victim been tentatively identified at that point?
Yes, he was.
What information did you receive in regards to the victim?
I was notified that his name was Charles Jones and that he was a rapper by the stage name of Julio Foolio.
Were there officers with the Tampa Police Department that had already done some initial research into the background of Charles Jones?
Yes.
Had you previously been aware or knew who Charles Jones was before this investigation?
No.
What information was relayed to you regarding Charles Jones' background at the scene on June 23rd of 2024?
I learned that he was a prominent rapper out of Jacksonville who was in Tampa over the weekend to celebrate his birthday and that he had been at a couple clubs before getting to the Home2 Suites.
Based on that information, at some point during the course of your investigation, did you make contact with the Jacksonville Sheriff's Office, in particular their gang unit?
Yes, I was ultimately put in contact with the Jacksonville gang unit.
Was there someone with the Jacksonville Sheriff's Office that was assigned to assist you and put as the lead for the Jacksonville Sheriff's Office?
Yes.
And would that be in a role of assisting another law enforcement agency?
Yes.
What law enforcement agency primarily has jurisdiction over any homicide that occurs within the borders of Hillsborough County and the city of Tampa?
It would be the City of Tampa Police Department.
When you were at the scene, were you made aware of any sort of witnesses or eyewitnesses to the homicide?
No eyewitnesses.
Was there any persons that were identified to you that were present with the victim, either in another vehicle or in the vehicle when this occurred?
Yes.
And did you attempt to take initial interviews at the scene?
I did.
Who did you interview at the scene?
I interviewed other people who were with the victim. The victim was found to have traveled to Home2 Suites as a part of a 3-car entourage, 2 cars following his car, and still remaining at the scene was the vehicle of the victim's girlfriend, Armani Turner, and the 2 occupants that were in her vehicle.
I think you said initially that the black Dodge Charger still contained the victim. Is that correct?
Correct.
What were the make and models of the 2 other vehicles in the victim's entourage?
Armani Turner's vehicle was a Hyundai Sonata, gray or silver, I believe, and then there was a black Nissan Altima that belonged to Tafa McRae.
Was the black Nissan Altima, was that at that location, or was that later discovered at a different location?
That one was discovered at a different location. It was not at the scene at my arrival.
Now, you said that you interviewed Armani Turner, is that correct?
Correct.
What is the nature of her relationship to the victim, in this case, Charles Jones?
At the time, she was the active girlfriend of Mr. Jones.
When did her interview occur?
It occurred approximately 7:30 a.m. at the scene. It was one of the first ones I did.
And when you say 7:30 a.m., are you saying June 23rd of 2024, going into the later morning hours?
Correct.
What was her demeanor at the time when you interviewed her?
She was visibly upset and about the situation, obviously.
Without going into what she said, was her interview recorded?
Yes, it was.
Was she put under oath?
Yes.
And did you take a statement from her?
Yes.
Were there any other individuals that were pointed out to you that had been in one of those 3 vehicles still at the scene over there at the Home2 Suites?
Yes, there was Miss Randolph, who was a friend of Armani Turner's, a passenger of the front seat passenger of the Hyundai Sonata, and then Mr. Robert Howard, who was a backseat passenger of the Hyundai Sonata.
Again, did you take a interview with Miss Randolph?
I did.
Did she provide that to you?
Yes.
Was it recorded, and was it a sworn interview?
Yes, it was.
Mr. Howard, same questions. Did you interview him as well?
Yes, I did.
Was it a recorded and sworn interview?
Yes, it was.
And did you, after those interviews, did you have an understanding as to what vehicle that they were in?
I did.
And what vehicle were those 3 individuals, Ms. Turner, Ms. Randolph, and Mr. Howard, in?
Armani Turner's Hyundai Sonata.
At some point in the course of your investigation, did you learn that there was another vehicle with the victim's entourage or the victim's party that was not on scene at the Home2 Suites?
I did.
Where was that vehicle located?
That vehicle was located on a Gates Drive just north of Advent Hospital nearby.
Had there been other members of the Tampa Police Department that had responded to that location?
Yes.
Were you also alerted that there were other victims that had been shot in this investigation?
I was.
Who had been shot, and when were you notified of that?
At the scene, I was notified by Sergeant Portman that there was 2 other occupants in Mr. Jones's Charger that were struck by gunfire, Gino Norris Jr. and Xavier Edwards, and I was told that they were transported to the Tampa General Hospital. And then I learned of Camilla Bentley being shot as well as an occupant of the Tafa McRae's Nissan Altima, and she self-transported to Advent Health.
When you arrived on scene, had any of those other victims, Ms. Bentley, Mr. Edwards, or Mr. Norris, were they still on scene, or had they already been removed or left?
Removed or left. They were not there.
Going back to your briefing, at some point, did you make contact with Officer Bernard DeJesus?
I did.
And did you get any information with him concerning Jacksonville and the victims, where the victims were primarily from?
Yes.
Did you also get additional information specifically about his background and any sort of connection with the gang?
I did.
Can you tell us what you learned at that point?
Yes, I learned that the victim was a prominent rapper from Jacksonville, and that he was associated with or a member of a gang called 6 Block, and that they had some rivals, ATK, NHG, and 1200, and that it was possible that some rivals had traveled down to Tampa and participated in this.
Did you get any information regarding what his known stage name was, or what was his rapper name?
Yes, it was Julio Foolio.
Did you get any information as to what it was that he was doing in town?
He was celebrating his birthday, and also he had a paid performance at a club, Teasers on Nebraska.
During your investigation, did you yourself look at Charles Jones' Instagram account?
I did.
Did you find any sort of advertisements where he was advertising that he would be in Tampa appearing at Teasers or Truth 18?
I did.
When were those advertisements posted in relation to June 23rd of 2024? Is that something you can discern by looking at his Instagram?
Yes, the earliest posting that I found on his Instagram was from approximately June 14th, 8 days before he had to be in Tampa, and it was a flyer advertising that he would be at Teasers Club in Tampa, Florida.
Did it also alert individuals who would see that advertisement on Instagram the date that he would be in Tampa at Teasers?
Yes.
And what was that date?
That was going to be June 22nd.
And you said, I think you mentioned a couple of gangs, and I just want to make sure that I understand. You said that some of the initial information was that he was in 6 Block, I'm referring to Charles Jones, that you were also provided information from Jacksonville Sheriff's Office as to who the potential rival gang members were. Is that correct?
Correct.
And I think you listed more than one. What were those gangs again?
ATK and potentially a subset group of ATK, NHG, and then also 1200.
And is that NHG, does that stand for No Hospital Gang?
Correct.
And then you also said 1200, is that correct?
Correct.
Now I want to ask you again about the victims that survived, starting with Gino Norris. At some point, were you made aware of where they were transported to?
Yes, I was notified that Gino Norris and Xavier Edwards were transported to the Tampa General Hospital.
Did you yourself go to the Tampa General Hospital?
I did.
Did you attempt to take interviews with Gino Norris and Xavier Edwards?
I did.
Did you interview Gino Norris?
I did.
What sort of injuries did he have?
He had a gunshot wound to his upper right arm.
Were you able to do an interview with Xavier Edwards?
No.
Why not?
He was in surgery at the time that we were there.
At some point after he was out of surgery, were you apprised about what sort of injuries that Mr. Edwards had?
I was.
What injuries did Mr. Edwards have?
He also sustained a gunshot wound to his right upper arm and some grazed wounds to the right side of his head.
Did you also go to Advent Hospital to interview Camilla Bentley?
I did.
Approximately what time did you go to Advent Hospital?
It was approximately 9 a.m., between 8:30 and 9 a.m. in that time frame.
Still on June 23rd of 2024, is that correct,
Yes,
sir?
ma'am. Yes.
Were you able to interview Miss Bentley?
No.
Why not?
She had checked out against medical advice and left the hospital prior to my arrival there.
At some point later in time, did you attempt to take a sworn recorded interview of Miss Bentley?
I tried to make contact with her. I didn't. I wasn't
Were you
able to.
ever able to?
No.
Tafa McCrae, are you aware who that individual is?
Yes.
How did you become aware of Mr. McCrae?
Mr. McRae was still around Advent Health, and I spoke to him near his vehicle, which was parked just north of Advent Health.
And is that an apartment complex that was located on Gates Drive?
Correct.
Was Mr. McRae, was he still present there at that location when you made contact with him?
He was.
Was he cooperative with your investigation?
He was.
Did you learn at some point from other law enforcement officers with the Tampa Police Department that Mr. McRae had willingly turned over a firearm to you?
I did.
Was that firearm in normal course taken and impounded by the Tampa Police Department so further testing could be done if necessary?
It was.
And the vehicle that Mr. McRae had driven, you said that that was also located at that Gates Drive, is that correct?
Correct.
Did crime scene investigators and detectives from the Tampa Police Department go over there to photograph, document, and process that vehicle as well?
Yes, ma'am, they did.
Did that vehicle also have gunshot damage to the vehicle?
Yes, it did.
I'm going to ask you about the video footage in this case. At some point, were you made aware that there was video footage that was collected from the Home2 Suites?
Yes, I was.
When did you learn of the video footage that was collected at the Home2 Suites?
Very early on at the scene.
Did you yourself watch the video footage from the Home2 Suites?
I did.
Were there other sources and other cameras other than from the hotel itself of the homicide that occurred at Home2 Suites?
Yes, there was important footage recovered from a Tesla that was parked next to the Home2 Suites.
How many times did you watch that video footage initially?
At the scene, a couple times.
During your observations or viewing the video footage, were there suspect vehicles that you became aware of that were relevant to your investigation?
Yes.
And what suspect vehicles were there and how many?
From the footage, we were able to determine two suspects' vehicles, a black Chevy Impala and a silver Chevy Cruze.
Did you ask for assistance with other Tampa police officers in helping to narrow down the year of the black Chevy Impala that was depicted in the video footage from Home2 Suites?
Yes.
And at some point, were you able to narrow down and actually have the registered owner of the black Chevy Impala that was involved in this homicide?
Yes.
Can you tell us how that was done?
Yes, so we had a very good high-definition footage and a good description of the vehicle, so what we did was we conducted an extensive license plate reader search, having the make and models and the idea that they traveled from Jacksonville to Tampa. We were able to find the actual identities of the vehicles through license plate reader technology.
Can you tell us a little bit about license plate reader technology and how that works?
Sure. So we have a system, a couple systems, Flock, Recore, are just a couple of the ones we use. And what they are is it's a database that you can go on and research, and it has access to cameras spread out all over different jurisdictions within Florida, cities, counties, on the highway. So basically, if you drove from Jacksonville to Tampa, you would probably pass many license plate readers throughout the drive.
And these license plate readers that are throughout Florida, do they have the ability to take a photograph of the license plate readers when it is identified?
Yes, a camera would scan the plate, and then there would be a photograph of the actual vehicle and the plate at the date and time that it was scanned and taken.
And do these license plate readers, do they also record the location of where the scan and the license plate was recognized?
Yes, they do.
Does it also record the date and time when it comes into contact with a certain license plate?
Yes, it does.
Now, you said that they're all over Florida. There are some on the highways and the roadways, is that correct?
Correct.
Could it be a still mounted camera that is on the highway above a traffic light?
Correct.
Can it also be mobile? Can there be license plate readers that are attached, for instance, to tow trucks?
Yes.
So they can be, there's various different locations all throughout the state of Florida that has this technology, is that correct?
Correct.
And so when you narrowed down the black Chevy Impala, did you have assistance from other fellow officers from the Tampa Police Department, including Detective Skull, as well as one of your civilian investigators who were able to track down and narrow it down to 3 tag numbers for that make and model of a black Chevy Impala?
Correct.
At some point, did your civilian investigator find and locate a black Chevy Impala that was in Hillsborough County during that time period, the weekend of the homicide?
Yes.
What was that tag number, do you remember?
68DLWD.
Who was it registered to?
It was registered to Damali Lyle out of Jacksonville, Florida.
During the course of your investigation, did you learn who Damali Lyle is related to in relation to one of the co-defendants in this homicide?
Yes, Damali Lyle is the mother of co-defendant Sean Gaithright.
And where does Damali Lyle live?
13751 Victoria Lakes Drive, Jacksonville, Florida.
Located in Duval County?
Correct.
Did you locate the address of Sean Gaithright, one of the co-defendants in this case?
Yes.
Where does Mr. Gaithright live as well?
751 Victoria Lakes Drive, Jacksonville, Florida.
Did you also able to determine the license plate for the silver Chevy Cruze?
Yes.
How did you determine what the license plate was for the silver Chevy Cruze?
Once we had the black Impala identified, there's a variation that you can run in the system called the convoy feature, and what we would want to see is if any other plate hit at the same tag readers that the Impala hit at the same time in multiple locations, indicating that they're traveling together. And we did find a silver Chevy Cruze 2018 with a tag number of 30B NRI that hit at multiple LPRs with the Impala.
Did you learn who the silver Chevy Cruze with the tag number 30 BNRI belonged to?
Yes, Jasmine Glennon.
Does Jasmine Glennon have a relationship with any of the co-defendants in this case?
Yes, she shares a child in common with Shaheem Murphy, the brother of co-defendant Rashad Murphy.
Also cousins to Davion Murphy?
Correct.
Your Honor, at this time, the state would introduce into evidence States Exhibit 80, 81, 82, and 46A, B, and C.
Any objection?
These are the ones I showed you. Do you want me to show you again?
Okay, admitted.
So, Detective, I think that you said you mentioned a couple of different companies. One was Vigilant, is that correct?
Flock, Recore, and Vigilant is one of them as well, yes.
And did you utilize cameras from Florida from all 3 of those companies?
Yes.
I'm going to show you State's Exhibit number 80. So up here it says Brittany Jackson. Who is that?
She is one of our civilian crime analysts for homicide at the city of Tampa.
And I want you to kind of go through and explain what is depicted on this investigative summary. So what do we have here, over here in the upper left-hand corner?
That would be a picture of the entire vehicle of the plate that the camera's focused on.
And then the center picture?
That is a picture of the plate that the camera's focused on.
And these 2 photographs, that's actually the photograph being taken by the license plate reader, is that correct?
Yes, ma'am, correct.
And then what is this third picture over here to the right of the license plate?
That is a Google Maps sort of satellite image of where that camera is located.
And then can you explain exactly what is also captured, some of the details that the license plate detection captures and records when these photographs are taken?
Yes, so here you would have the date and time of the capture, and then the organization whose that camera is up for, the case number that was input when we searched, and then the device name, which also has its location 301 CR 225 Lottie.
And that would be its physical address, is that correct?
Correct.
Does it also give additional information with regards to the device location?
Yes, the Latin longitude there where your finger's at.
Okay. And then the nearest address, that would be a physical mailing address, is that correct?
Correct.
And all of this corresponds to the mapping that is done, is that correct?
Yes.
And so you got license plate readers hits within Hillsborough County that occurred on June 22nd of 2024 for this black Chevy Impala, is that correct?
Correct.
And I'm sorry, can you again say what the time was on June 22nd?
The capture time is 9:05, 17 seconds p.m. UTC, so -4.
Okay, and they also give you the Eastern Standard Time right underneath, is that correct?
Correct, 5:05.
And then again, was there, I'm going to show you the second page of this exhibit, was there another hit within Hillsborough County for this license plate reader that occurred at approximately 5:21:23 p.m.?
I'm sorry, just one minor correction.
Yes, sir.
Hillsborough County is the organization that Brittany's running it under. The actual county where the hits are occurring are all the way at the bottom.
Oh, I apologize.
So
Yeah,
that
yeah.
first one was, this one's Bradford, and I'm not sure what the first one was, but these hits are indicating the travel down from Jacksonville before they get into Hillsborough.
But just for the record and clarification, since we said that it belonged to the organization was Hillsborough County, I'm going to go back to the first.
Yeah, sorry about
page
that
so you can
confusion.
give the exact
Yeah,
location.
they put two counties on there. Yes, so that hit is in Bradford, and that's where the actual camera is located at, in Lottie, in Bradford County.
And then again, the black Chevy Impala, where is it located at this time?
So if you scroll, yeah, so this one is maintained by Florida Highway Patrol, and this one's actually in Tampa, Florida. So the north end of Tampa.
And for the record, can you give the time and date of when it actually is in Tampa, Florida?
Yes, the Eastern Standard Time was 7:39 p.m. on June 22nd, 2024.
And were there many hits that you got on this vehicle between the dates of June 22nd going into June 28th? I'm
Yeah.
sorry, June 26th.
Correct.
I'm going to show you one more, just jumping ahead to June 23rd. What is the date and time of this?
This one is 4:25 p.m. on June 23rd, 2024, out of Polk County.
And is this time frame, is this after the homicide occurred?
Correct. This is approximately 12 hours after the homicide.
And where does Mr. Gathright, Sean Gathwright's grandmother live?
In Auburndale in Polk County?
And is this hit in Auburndale?
Yes.
Did you also look for hits belonging to the silver Chevy Cruze?
Yes, I did.
And at some point in your investigation, did you look for points where both of those vehicles were in tandem when they were hitting near the license plate readers close in time?
Yes, I did. I found 4 separate license plate reader hits where they were traveled within 1 minute apart from each other.
I'm going to show you States Exhibit show you State's Exhibit 82. Can you tell us what is being depicted in this photograph? I'm sorry, license plate report.
Yes, this one's from the RECORE system, and it's depicting the Silver Cruise hitting within cameras specifically that we have in the city of Tampa.
Okay, can you give us the time and the location of where it's hitting?
Yes, starting at the bottom was the first one within the city of Tampa at 7:46 Eastern Standard Time p.m. on June 22nd at Bruce B. Downs in Tampa Palms. The next one in chronological order would be in the middle there. It was at 2:38 a.m. on June 23rd, 2024, hitting at Hillsborough Avenue and 15th Street North. And then the third one up top is at 3:41 a.m. at June 23rd, also hitting at Hillsborough and 15th.
And the second page of this exhibit?
Yeah, this is another license plate reader hit for the 2018 Silver Chevy Cruise at within Tampa, Bruce B. Downs in Tampa Palms.
And then does it also give you the longitude and latitude?
Yes, it does.
Going back when it is on Bruce B. Downs, what is the exact time that it is hitting off of the Bruce B. Downs camera?
7:46 p.m., June 22nd, 2024.
Now I want to show you the black Chevy Impala. Is that also on the Bruce B. Downs license plate reader camera?
Correct.
And again, what is the time frame?
7:45 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, June 22nd, 2024.
So within a minute of the silver Chevy Cruise hitting that same camera, is that correct?
Correct.
Did you prepare maps that coordinated and showed the kind of progression of these two vehicles utilizing the license plate readers?
Yes.
I'm going to show you, this is also a part of State's Exhibit 82. Was this the next one?
Yes, this is another one in Tampa for the Silver Cruise.
And the next page shows the longitude and latitude.
Correct.
And then what's this a photograph of? Oh, hold on.
Again, the Silver Cruise hitting at Hillsborough 15th at 3:41 a.m. on the 23rd.
And the location?
Hillsborough and 15th.
And then what is this a photograph of?
This is actually the black Chevy Impala hitting at Hillsborough and 15th around the same time, 3:41 a.m.
Utilizing the same camera?
Correct.
And did you also utilize license plate readers from Vigilant?
Yes.
I'm going to show you State's Exhibit 81. This report looks a little bit different, but very similar information, correct?
Correct.
Can you tell us what is the photograph on top?
Yeah, so this is actually a photograph of a vehicle registered to co-defendant Isaiah Chance, and that plate number 53EDYN is confirmed in the Florida DHMV database to be registered to Mr. Chance.
And is this the map showing where it's located?
Correct.
And where is this particular license plate reader located?
So this was in the vicinity of 13757 Victoria Lakes Drive, Jacksonville, Florida.
And is this license plate reader one of the mobile ones that is on a moving vehicle that happened to capture the license plate?
Correct. This would likely have been a tow truck driving through that neighborhood.
And what address was the co-defendant Isaiah Chance's vehicle located at?
It was in front of 13751 Victoria Lakes Drive, but it's showing 57 there, so in the vicinity of.
Okay. And who do we know that lives near that address in that vicinity?
That's Sean Gaithwright's house.
And what was the date and time that the co-defendant's car was placed at Sean Gaithwright's house?
May 28, 2024 at 10:17 p.m.
And was this?
10:17 p.m., ma'am? Yes, of course.
And how was this relevant to your initial investigation?
This was the first time that we had some linkage between Isaiah Chance, the co-defendant Isaiah Chance, and Sean Gaithwright. So I knew of Sean Gaithwright's name because of the registration on the Black Impala, and now this provided linkage between co-defendant Isaiah Chance and Sean Gaithwright.
Had you, without going into your conversations with the Jacksonville Sheriff's Office, had Isaiah Chance, his name, been provided to you during the course of your initial investigation when you first made contact and investigated the gang relevance to this particular case?
Yes.
So that was a name that you were familiar with when you had this hit on your license plate reader?
Yes.
I'm going to show you 46A. I'm going to blow it up a little bit for you. Did you put together this diagram?
Yes, I asked for it to be put together.
Okay. Can you take us through exactly, and let's start off, what is in the center?
In the center there is a satellite map view of most of the state of Florida.
Now, over here on the left-hand side of this diagram, you have several addresses lettered A through G. Is that correct?
Correct.
What are those address reference points on this diagram?
So what we did was we put in the date and time and the location of the LPR hits that we just went through, and then this kind of mapped it out visually for us so we can see the path of travel from Jacksonville to Tampa.
And these are the license plate reader hits for the silver Chevy Cruze, is that correct?
Correct.
That has the tag number 308 NRI.
30B, yes, correct.
Sorry, did I say, is that a B, not an 8?
It should be a B. I think it was on this specific photo. So some of the LPR hits have confused the B for the 8. I think in this specific photo it says 8, but it's a B.
And then 46B.
A similar map created for the Black Impala.
And on the left-hand side, you have 4 points of location of license plate readers where the black Chevy Impala was seen. Is that correct?
Yeah, this was one of the ones done a little bit earlier. I think in total we had 8 points, but at the time that this one was created, we had 4 points, yes.
So in addition, there are 4 additional points that you have been able to locate for this black Chevy Impala when it was traversing from Jacksonville to Tampa. Is that correct?
A total of 8 points from Jacksonville to Tampa, and then from Tampa to Polk County.
States Exhibit 46C.
Yeah, this is a comparison of those two lists and a little bit more complete. This one included all of the hits for the Chevy Cruze and all of the hits for the Black Impala.
So how many letters are for the license plate reader for the for the silver Chevy Cruze?
So everything there from A to J on the top.
And are they designated with a little red tag?
Correct.
And then how many points of contact with the license plate readers for the black Chevy Impala?
Everything from A to J on the bottom in blue.
And now I want to ask you, why have you highlighted, these different points of interest on for the silver Chevy Cruze as well as for the black Chevy Impala?
At the time that I highlighted these were the 3 out of the 4 that I had found where they had hit around the same times at the same readers, indicating a traveling in tandem or a convoy feature.
And for the record, can you list each one of the times when both the Chevy Impala as well as the silver Chevy Cruze hit at the same license plate reader very close in time?
If I could refer to my report, I actually have all 4 of them listed out.
Yes,
Is
there
that
was
all right?
additional ones.
Yeah,
than
there was
this.
there was one more. Hold on, I'm
Yes.
sorry. I can read it right. Yeah, so the 4 that they traveled close in time was westbound on Highway 326 at Northwest Gameville Road within the same minute at 18:09 hours, so 6:09 p.m. on 6/22/24.
Is that letter B for the black Chevy Impala and letter E for the silver Chevy?
Correct. And then the second one that I have was southbound on I-75, 275 within the same minute at 7:39 p.m. on 6/22/2024.
Okay.
That would have been F for the Cruze and C for the Impala.
So more specifically off of Tampa Palms Boulevard, is that correct?
Correct.
Okay. And then the third one?
Southbound on Bruce B. Downs and Tampa Palms Boulevard. I'm sorry. So the I-75 and 275 is a separate one from the Tampa Palms.
That was a separate one.
Yes.
I apologize. Okay.
And then I have Bruce B. Downs, Tampa Palms, 1945 to 1947 on 6/22. That's F and C. And then I've got Hillsborough and 15th at 3:42 a.m. on 6/23/24.
Can you point out on the map, the one when it's coming on the interstate that is not designated on this particular diagram, 42C?
Yeah, so that one was at
I'm sorry, 46C.
I-75 and 275, so that would have been just the north end of Tampa. So coming into Tampa where I-75 and 275 meet.
And you also caught them on license plate readers when they were leaving Tampa, is that correct?
Correct.
Now, you said you had previously heard of Isaiah Chance. Were you aware of or made aware of any sort of gang nicknames or stage names or rapper names that he had?
Yes, specifically Gutta Zay.
And what about Gutta Man?
Gutta Man as well, yes.
Where was he from?
Jacksonville.
I want to jump forward a little bit at this point in your direct examination. Have there been other suspects that are charged with first-degree murder and conspiracy to commit the murder of Charles Jones?
Yes.
Who are they?
In addition to the defendant, Alicia Andrews, there's defendants Isaiah Chance, Sean Gaithright, Rashad Murphy, and Davion Murphy.
Now, going back to the point in your investigation, after you identified the owner of the silver Chevy Cruze, did you make an attempt to interview the owner of the car, Jasmine Glennon?
I did. When
did that take place?
That took place, I can't recall the exact date, but it was a good time after the initial scene.
What about the registered owner to the black Chevy Impala, Damalie Lyle?
Detective Alverson spoke to her.
And is that normal course when you are in a homicide investigation? Are there certain points of the investigation where you require the assistance of other detectives within the homicide unit to conduct an interview to assist you in this investigation?
Yes, ma'am, very much so. It's a team effort.
And who did you say did the interview of Damalie Lyle?
Detective Alverson.
Was Detective Alverson, was he also one of the detectives who actually drove to that location in Auburndale with Sean Gathwright's grandmother when the black Chevy Impala was located?
Correct.
After you determined the tag numbers of both vehicles, what did you do with that information?
Those vehicles were entered into FCIC, NCIC, so the Florida and the national database as felony wanted vehicles.
So does that go out throughout the state of Florida?
And the nation, yes.
And beyond, is
Yes,
that correct? So
correct.
Georgia would have been aware and alerted that you were looking for both a silver Chevy Cruze as well as a black Chevy Impala with the license tag registration information, is that correct?
Correct, yes, ma'am.
Would they also have been aware of make, model, and potentially have photographs of the vehicles?
Yes, they would have all the relevant identifying information to the vehicle.
At some point in your investigation, were you alerted that the silver Chevy Cruze had been located?
Yes, I was.
Where was it located?
That vehicle was located in Gwinnett County, Georgia.
And when did that happen?
That happened on June 26, approximately between 5 a.m. and 6 a.m.
June 26th of 2024?
24, yes, ma'am.
So 3 days after the homicide had occurred, is that correct?
Yes, ma'am.
How did you find out that the silver Chevy Cruze was located?
I received a phone call from Lieutenant Christopher Cheek of the Gwinnett County Police Department, who informed me that he had located the vehicle.
Did you respond to Gwinnett County?
Yes, after the vehicle was taken into custody, I traveled up to Gwinnett County.
Did anybody respond with you?
Yes, the second lead detective, Aaron Campbell.
When an item of evidence is located outside of your jurisdiction in another state, do you have to seek the assistance of the local law enforcement agency where the item of evidence is located?
Yes.
Did you do this in this particular investigation?
Yes, I was put in contact with specifically a homicide detective in Gwinnett County that assisted me.
Did he assist you in obtaining a search warrant to seize and impound the black Chevy Impala?
There was one in Polk County, and then specifically this Cruze in Gwinnett was...
I apologize. I said that we're still talking about the silver Chevy Cruze, and I said black Impala. Forgive me.
No,
so going back to the silver Chevy Cruze, when you were in Gwinnett County, did you obtain assistance from Gwinnett County with their police officers to obtain a search warrant to seize and impound the silver Chevy Cruze?
Yes, ma'am. Detective Angela Carter with the homicide unit in Gwinnett assisted me with the search warrants in Gwinnett.
Part of that process, do you provide Detective Carter with the probable cause, the basis for the search warrant in order to be able to search and seize that vehicle?
Correct. I would provide the probable cause, and then she would draft something called a co-affiant search warrant to present to a judge or magistrate in her jurisdiction.
And did you obtain authorization from a judge to be able to impound and search that vehicle?
Yes.
Were photographs provided and taken by, with the assistance of the Gwinnett County Sheriff's Department, of the silver Chevy Cruze?
Correct.
Did you make contact with a person by the name of Rashad Murphy?
I did.
Why did you make contact with Rashad Murphy?
I learned from Gwinnett that he was taken into custody for a resisting charge, and he was still in custody when I got there, so I attempted to interview him in relation to this offense here in Tampa.
And I'm going to show you what's been marked for identification, States Exhibit 37A and 37B. Do you recognize both of these items of evidence?
Yes, I do.
And do those photographs, do they fairly and accurately depict Rashad Murphy?
Yes, they do.
Your Honor, at this time, we'd introduce into evidence States Exhibit 37A and 37B.
Any objection? Admitted.
Detective Ramos, who is depicted in 37A?
This is co-defendant Rashad Murphy.
Now I'm going to go to the black Chevy Impala that I mistakenly referred to earlier.
Yes, ma'am.
Did at some point in your investigation, were you alerted that a black Chevy Impala was located?
Yes, during our drive to Gwinnett County, I was alerted that the black Impala was found in Auburndale, Polk County.
So still on June 26th of 2024.
Yes, ma'am.
Who contacted you?
Ultimately, I was informed by Detective Alverson, who I had sent over there to coordinate with Polk County.
And did he, as well as Detectives Kirkpatrick, go to Polk County in order to facilitate that part of the investigation with the black Chevy Impala that was found at Sean Gathwright's grandmother's house?
Yes.
Were you later apprised and briefed by both of those detectives as to what occurred in Auburndale, Florida, with the black Chevy Impala?
I was.
Was the black Chevy Impala impounded, and was a search warrant obtained to search and seize that vehicle?
Yes, ma'am.
Were you also made aware of video footage that was obtained from Lorna Allen, Sean Gathwright's grandmother, of security cameras that were at her home in Auburndale, Florida?
I was.
Did you request that an interview be conducted of Lorna Allen?
Yes.
Who interviewed her?
Detective Alverson and Kirkpatrick.
And how is Miss Allen connected to this case?
She is the grandmother of co-defendant Sean Gathwright.
And is it your understanding that she actually was stopped driving the black Chevy Impala in
Correct.
Auburndale, Florida?
Yes.
And when did that occur?
On June 26, 2024.
During the course of the investigation and Detective Alverson's and Detective Kirkpatrick's part of the investigation, was there alert put out for a gold Toyota 4Runner?
Yes, from Lorna Allen's interview, I learned that the co-defendant Sean Gathwright was now traveling in a gold Toyota 4Runner and believed to be back in Jacksonville. So I contacted the Jacksonville Sheriff's Office and basically put out a bolo for that vehicle to see if it could be found.
Same type of alert that you've mentioned previously?
No. So in this case, there wasn't a probable cause for the 4Runner at that time. So it was just a generic bolo, whereas for the first two cars, it was actually put into the Florida National Database. So in the case of the 4Runner, I just asked for the Jacksonville Sheriff's Office to go look for it visually.
And at some point, did the Jacksonville Sheriff's Office make contact with that gold Toyota 4Runner?
Correct.
Did you get notified when that occurred?
Yes.
When did that occur?
That occurred that same day, earlier in the evening, June 26, somewhere in the afternoon.
Were you apprised of who was located in the vehicle?
Yes, co-defendant Sean Gathwright.
And was that vehicle searched and items of evidence relevant to this investigation obtained?
Yes, ultimately, the Jacksonville Sheriff's Office was able to develop probable cause, and a lawful search of the vehicle was conducted, and items relevant to this case were found in it.
Did you obtain those photographs and made aware of the items of evidence that was seized?
Yes, I was.
What items were seized and impounded and relevant to this particular case in the Toyota Gold 4Runner?
The most important thing relevant to the case there was a small cardboard box that contained approximately 8 or 9 rifle shell casings. They were spent casings. Those were submitted for ballistic analysis, and they were not even matched to a prior attempt on the victim Charles Jones' life from October 7th, 2023 in Jacksonville. And then, in addition to those, there was an abundance of firearms materials, items that could be used as accessory on rifles. I believe there was also a Glock pistol and a bunch of ammunition as well.
Let me stop you there and
Sure.
ask a couple of follow-up questions. When you say that there were some shell casings from a rifle that were collected from the Toyota 4Runner that nibined back to the attempted homicide that occurred of Charles Jones, or aggravated battery, where he was shot in October of 2023, did you have those shell casings, those rifle shell casings, submitted to the Florida Department of Law Enforcement for examination in this case?
Yes, ma'am.
And did the analyst, was she able to determine that those shell casings that were found in Mr. Gathwright's Toyota 4Runner were indeed fired from the same rifle, assault rifle, that shot the shell casings connected with the attempted murder or aggravated battery of Charles Jones that occurred earlier in October of 2023?
Yes, correct.
And as the case detective, you would be made aware of the testing that was done pursuant to this case, is that correct?
Correct.
In fact, you also make the decisions of what sort of items need to be submitted to the Florida Department of Law Enforcement office for analysis, is that correct?
Correct.
And how do you make those type of decisions?
It just depends on what the evidence is at the scene and the reasonableness, whether we think that we're going to get something of value, evidentiary value from it.
And so when you were alerted by NIBIN, and what is NIBIN and how does that play a role when it comes to shell casings that are recovered at different crime scenes?
Yeah, so NIBIN is kind of a national database of shell casings that get ejected out of firearms, and basically every shell casing sort of has a unique fingerprint, so to speak. So whenever a casing gets found at a crime scene, it gets put into NIBIN, and then if we find a casing in the future, run it through the system, it could give us a correlation between a different scene that shell casing firearm was used at.
And when you say correlation, that means it's just a presumptive match, is that correct?
Correct. So when I get the NIBIN hit, it's a presumptive match correlation, and then that's going to indicate to me that I need to get this off to the lab to get verified.
Were there other items of evidentiary value to this homicide that occurred here in Tampa, Florida, that were located in the Toyota 4Runner that Sean Gathwright was located in 3 days after this homicide occurred?
Yes.
What was that?
Like I mentioned, just the amount of ammunition and firearms accessories that were similar in nature to some of the ones seen on the rifles located, on the video camera from the scene.
And going back to that Home2 Suites video footage that you watched, did you also watch the video footage from the Tesla?
Correct.
Based on you viewing that video footage, was there anything unique about the firearms in this case that caught your attention?
Yeah, the most distinct thing that really caught our attention early on was the fact that both of the rifles used at the scene were equipped with brass catchers, and therefore they left no shell casings at our scene.
And as an experience as working homicide cases, is that typically something that you would expect to see at a homicide scene involving assault rifles, assault platform rifles?
Overruled, go ahead.
It's not as common.
And you mean that a crime has a brass catcher?
Correct.
Okay. But my question to you was, as a homicide investigator, when an assault rifle is used, would you normally expect to see at a crime scene the shell casings from the rifle, from the assault rifle?
Correct. We would expect that the AR platform would eject casings, and we find those casings on the ground.
When you watched the Home2 Suites video, did you see and were you able to discern, based on the camera placements and angles, where the location of where the potential shooters were?
Yes, correct, ma'am.
And were those areas where the shooters with the AR rifles, and how many shooters in this particular case had assault rifles?
2 out of the 3 shooters.
Was that area searched for any sort of shell casings?
Yes, ma'am.
And were shell casings belonging to an assault rifle, were any shell casings for an assault rifle located in that area?
No, ma'am.
And when you viewed the Home2 Suites video, were you able to see what you have described as, or what you called a brass catcher on the assault rifles?
Yes, ma'am.
So when the Toyota 4Runner is stopped, driven by Sean Gathwright 3 days later, were there parts, gun parts, suitable for use with an AR rifle, the types that were used, the 2 that were used in this particular case?
There were.
was there ammunition that is suitable for being fired in assault rifles that were located in that gold Toyota 4Runner driven by Sean Gathright?
Yes, there were.
And since there were no shell casings left by the assault rifles at the crime scene, is there ever going to be any sort of shell casings that we can compare that would be of use in our case?
No.
But still of relevance or of note to you would be any sort of ammunition that can be fired in those type of weapons that are depicted in that video. Is that correct?
Correct.
Is that why you seized that ammunition suitable for an assault rifle from that vehicle?
Correct.
Now, there were some shell casings that were located, is that correct?
Yes.
And what sort of shell casings were there?
Those were rifle shell casings.
At our crime scene.
Oh, I'm sorry. At our crime scene.
In Tampa.
I thought we were still talking about the car. Yes, at our crime scene, we recovered 31 spent 9mm pistol casings.
And all of those only can be fired, that cannot be fired in an AR rifle, is that correct?
Correct.
And in the video, is there another shooter that is identified as having a firearm as opposed to an assault rifle?
Yes, one of the shooters was equipped with a pistol.
Okay. Did you notice anything unique about the pistol when you are viewing the video from Home2 Suites and the Tesla?
Yes, from the video you can see the high rate of fire coming from the muzzle flash on the pistol and the impacts on the windshield indicating that the pistol was being fired at a fully automatic rate.
And can you tell the jury what is the significance of that and what does that mean for a semi-automatic pistol?
Yes, pistols typically aren't configured in fully automatic mode as there's a lot of legality behind it. So this specifically was a Glock pistol that was believed to have been equipped with what they call a Glock switch that would be put on the back plate to convert the Glock pistol to make it a fully automatic pistol.
And I'm going to show you States Exhibit 22B 1 through 5. Do you recognize this DVD? And did I ask you to previously look at that and then initial it so you could locate it or recognize it at another time?
Yes, ma'am.
And does this video fairly and accurately represent the video footage from the Home2 Suites that occurred on June 23rd of 2024?
Yes, ma'am, it does.
And we've previously introduced into evidence already States Exhibit 22A and 22B6. I'm going to show you on video.
Are you admitting the remainder of 22B,
Yes, Judge.
1 through 5?
Judge, we would admit at this time States Exhibit 22B 1 through 5.
Any objection?
No objection.
Okay, admitted.
Which one is being shown?
I'm going to show B 1 through 5, but I am going to show 22A as well. Detective Ramos, when I'm talking about 22B 1 through 5, you were aware that there is a timestamp on the Home2 Suites video, is that correct?
Correct.
And Detective Alverson also collected and viewed the videos, is that correct?
Correct.
And was there a time discrepancy from the Home2 Suites video?
Yes, there was.
And what was the time discrepancy?
I'd have to refer to the report. I can't
If
recall
that would
one.
help refresh your
Please.
recollection, absolutely.
1 minute and 45 seconds slow.
I'm going to show you B1 first. Can you tell us what is being shown in B1?
Yes, this is a camera from the Home2 Suites on the east side of the building pointing southeast towards McKinley. What we see here is now the suspect black Chevy Impala has arrived into the parking lot, made an immediate right, and drove north past this camera.
And then where is this camera angle?
This camera is on the same side of the building, except it's pointing northeast towards McKinley and Fowler. As the suspect black Impala travels north, it now crosses in front of this camera.
Now we're on B3. Where's this angle at?
This camera is on the north side of the building, pointing east. And we see the black Impala continuing north through the parking lot.
I'll show you B4. What does this camera show?
This camera is located on the west side of Home2 Suites, and it's pointing to the west, and we can see the Impala arrive on the opposite side of the building and make a U-turn there.
Can you tell us where on the screen the portico is or the awning where the victims are stationed?
Yeah, to the left. Had the Impala continued on, it would have crossed the line where the portico was at.
So what's happening now at
The-
4:35?
The suspect silver cruise has arrived in the view of this camera and driven north from the west side of the building.
And I say 4:35, the timestamp, but what is the actual time with the conversion?
So right now it would be 4:37:45, since this is slow.
And where the silver Chevy Cruze came from, would it have gone by where the victims were stationed at the entry to Home2 Suites?
Correct. The silver cruise passed the victim's location twice, once on the way in and once on the way out.
And what can you see now?
Yes, in the center there, in between the top of the van and the stanchion there, we saw three figures come from the Impala area of the Impala and go towards the front of the hotel. And this is the aftermath as they're running out.
And note what is the time on the timestamp?
Yeah, 4:37:30, so it would have been around 4:38, almost 4:39. Right around.
What are we seeing now?
This is the aftermath of after the shooting, after Xavier Everett just drove north through the parking lot. We see the Impala pulling out of the spot and leaving at this moment.
Sir, the blinking lights that were occurring at the end of the video, what was that?
That was a car alarm that went off in the general area where the Tesla was parked that captured the footage.
I'm going to show you states 22B5. What camera angle are we looking at now?
This camera's on the southwest corner of the Home2 Suites, and it's pointing in the southwest direction. So this would have been the continuation of when I said left off the screen in that last slide, is where we're at here. We saw the crews come in, and now we're seeing the crews come out. Now we see the shooters arriving into view of this camera.
And what is the time?
On the timestamp 37:14, correct time would have been 4:38, almost 4:39.
Detective, I'm going to show you what's been marked for identification, states Exhibit 45. Do you recognize this diagram?
Yes, I do.
Did you create this diagram after you noted and watched all of the videos, including the Tesla video as well as the Home2 Suites video?
I did.
Was there also a video that was located outside USF on a pole, what's considered a pole camera?
Yes, there was.
Your Honor, at this time, we'd introduce into evidence states Exhibit 45.
Any objection?
Is that the full view?
No, the diagram.
Well, yes, I'm right on.
Okay. I tell you what, it's 3:15 or a little after. Let's go ahead and take a 5-minute or so afternoon break. Let me take a look at the exhibit. Okay?